Hi, good morning.
Just maybe with your ID proof.
Yeah, sure, I will.
Yeah, did you take any?
Yeah, we'll take it. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Hey, hi, Amol. Good morning.
Hi.
Hey, Shan, can you just show your ID proof?
Okay.
You audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. Are you able to see?
Please remove your filter. It's not
Is it fine now?
okay, fine. You can go ahead. Thank you so much, Amol.
Yeah, hi, good morning, Shan.
Hi, good morning, Keshav. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. So
thanks for your
before we
time.
start, let me introduce myself. My name is Amol Kulkarni.
Okay, hi.
I've got around 20 years of IT experience. Recently joined LTI Mindtree, working as a program manager, data program manager there.
Okay.
And yeah, that's about me. To start with, can you go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we will take it forward.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for your time. And I appreciate it. And myself, Sean, I have around industry experience of 18-year experience, currently working in Deloitte as a product manager and also kind of a people manager, wherein I am responsible for the location Coimbatore. So I handle a team members of around 150 members in the head and tech and the tech and transformation pillar, wherein I'll be handling the employee informations and the utilizations and onboarding activities also. So my major role and roles responsibility goes into successfully delivering of the large scale engagements, making sure the primary data is managed in the agile methodology. I also handle certifications in project management, agile, data management, and business analyst role. So these are my achievements. Apart from that, I'm favor means mostly working on the Azure cloud. Azure cloud is my work area. That is what my role about.
Okay, so
Coming,
can you explain your current project or whatever engagement you are running with the customer? Or I'm not sure whether this is a product, you are working on a product or service-based project. Can you explain your current project
okay.
details?
Yes, sure. So I am working in a like kind of we are doing a migration activity current project wherein I am doing the data governance part as a data architect. So I represent our organization and then client has their own three pillars wherein the pillars are one is it's an insurance domain. The one pillar is the customer, the other pillar is the finance, the other pillar is the employees. So out of which the activity which we are doing now is collecting the existing systems across this SAP. We have a SAP system. SAP HCM is there. HCM SAP ECC is there. In the ECC HCM is there. HR module is there. So now what I'm trying to do is like I'm trying to build the project charter. So this is the project initiation phase, like setting up the kickoff meetings, attending to the objectives, setting up the designs, and staffing and technical resources, and then other activities we are planning here. So as a consultant from a Deloitte, like my responsibility lies in terms of the system and the solutions in terms of data. So as a data architect, like I will be doing the data lineage, data governance, data modeling from the systems, and also have to analyze the existing systems and then their sources and understand the calculations and then deliver a data lineage wherein the information is captured and then the development team takes it up and then we do the delivery and then post production support. So this project currently I'm working as an initialization phase, like project initiation. This is current activity. Apart from this, I also do manage a project.
One question here. So you are saying initiation phase. Does that mean this project is already granted to your company and you have already in the process of kicking off this project, or you are still in that discovery phase, or still the contract is not signed? Where exactly? What
Okay.
is the status of?
So the working model here is like kind of as a Deloitte, like we own end-to-end of the project. And since this is a customer-based data and we don't have data-related access, so we work on the project management, like kind of planning the project. Like here, the ultimate goal is the organization has been restructured, so they want to get rid of the old systems and then move it into new systems. So the system analysis part is happening right now. Now this is kind of a it's not a kind of a it's a fixed budget here as of now because this is a discovery phase. As a discovery phase, this is a fixed budget. Once we go in, then we will come to time and material for the people employments. That is the plan here. So the project initiation phase is the happening. So we own the project, we will deliver the project. In what we happens is like as a leadership level, like I will not be doing the development as on the ground. Like we will have a team members which is coming up in the next phases. Now we are doing the initiation phase, identification of the systems. Like for example, like there is a system called as means Salesforce. Okay, in Salesforce and SAP, so what are all the calculations and then the what are all the tables which we have to migrate. So those migration planning and what are the dependency systems, what are the master data systems, identification of those source systems is happening.
So,
And
so how are you doing it? I mean, can you explain a little bit?
okay,
Can you elaborate?
yeah, sure. Okay, coming to taking to a like HCM module, SAP HCM module is there, and now I want to move it into People Strong system, which is a Crystal application. Now the data from People Strong is also getting sources from SAP HCM. It is getting data from Honeywell attendance trackers. So what time, and also the VPN system. So whenever an employee comes into the system, how he is tracked, like where is the employee master coming in, where is the attendance coming in, where is the VPN information coming in, collect all these informations, get to know all those systems, set up any sessions with the stakeholders and get the data schemas, and then create a document wherein I will prepare the scope. So once the scope is defined, once the data source and targets are defined, then I will do the data lineage, and I will organize those informations into a data quality log. And I will also make sure that the data is profiled, like a column level informations, metadata, and table level. This preparation of the scope of the work. As the client is, the requirement of the client is like I want to migrate from ECC to the other system, People Strong system. But here we don't know what is the duration, how many tables are involved. So here my role comes in. Now currently I'm doing for this month, like my target is I will be doing the attendance systems complete study, and then I'll identify and come up with a plan, like work plan or the scope of the work, and then I'll go it into the client. So that is one particular area. Then similarly for the partner, for the finance, say for example finance billing module, what are the type of billing models are available, FTE, contract, and time. So what are our based billing?
So
So this type
who
of
else is working with you? I mean, as a part of this discovery phase,
correct.
what is the team structure you have?
Okay. So I have 4-member team along with me, okay, and then two from Deloitte side, two from client side, and then we have a delivery head who is the project head. The name of the project means the project which is owned by the client, so they have their own managers. So I will be representing my team to the steerco meetings, and then I'll be walking through on the findings, and then we will be coming up with the plans. So that is the current status of this project. Team
Okay.
for discovery. Yeah.
Okay.
Once
So
these
still,
project,
can you give some example of a project where you have completed that project end to end, and can you explain that kind of project?
yeah, sure. So okay, so coming to the project management, like wherein the project management is always having the phases of time, cost, and employee, which are the major metrics to be aligned and assigned. So I was working in a previous project wherein the client was in Netherlands, and the Deloitte Netherlands also had a team there, team of 8-member team, and we have a Power BI requirement development. Like as a Deloitte, like I was been asked to report the Power BI developments, wherein we created around 50 reports, and the duration was 1 year. So defining the scope, defining the requirements, and then what is the project scope and what is the product scope and what is the project health across the sections, what and all has happened, what is the project schedules, define the activities, what is the sequence, estimation, duration. So all these things also I handle, and I also handle the project risk management and then the project stakeholder management. Since we also had a delivery center in Bangalore, the client office. So I used to go weekly to the client office and then discuss with the clients what is the risks, what is the actions, what is the issues and decisions. So these are all the activities which I will be tracking up according to the number of reports across the
So how I
departments.
mean, how can you? I mean, you said you discuss the risk with the customer. Why do you discuss risk with customer when you are owning the project?
Like in this context, like I am delivering the project from the client side to, means from our Deloitte side, we do the functional requirement analysis and do the testing. The development and the ownership or the BAs are coming from the other vendors. So here the risks are like kind of the,
Yeah, but
we are
who is,
not,
according to you, who should be the own? I mean, who should be the owning this risk management kind of function? I mean, as a project manager or as a program manager,
okay.
you will be asking to the customer, or how risks are identified in a project?
So risk is based on the timelines, like what are the project timelines is there. According to that project timelines, whatever is happening against the plan versus actual. So if I'm foreseeing some any actually risks or
That is the
something,
only risk project has.
no risk
That is the
is
only
like
way to identify the risk.
no risk is based on efforts, based on cost, and based on values. So these are all the risk activities which we can take it up. Be it a individual project risk, or overall project risk, or we have some variable risk and ambiguity risk. So these type of risks are there. So just whatever I will be doing, like I will uncover more risk if I'm not able to handle that activities.
So
Like
how do you identify it?
okay,
Yeah, I can understand. Okay, one is you explain like schedule. Okay, if there is any deviation, you may identify this as a risk. But risk is something. Uh, I mean, what do you mean by risk, first of all?
okay. The risk is like kind of the what is the plan, and if there is any plan, there is any obstacle which cannot be uh, done in the given time. So that is what the risk is.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Okay. Risk is like kind of according to the project prioritization plan, if there is any challenges which is foreseen and then which can be mitigated. So we are not able to meet the project plan. That is why the activity called as risk.
So everything is going. I mean, as per schedule. Do you think like there could be some risk to the overall plan if your all the activities are on track?
Okay.
Do you think that there will be any risk to the project?
If there is any project resilience or any emergency risk, which is not event-based risk, that also is considered there as a risk.
Okay, okay. What is the risk difference between risk and issue?
Okay. Issue is the kind of which is happening inside the project, and risk is something which is avoidable or which can be investigated and then reprioritized. Issues are like
Okay,
it is happening on and on.
okay, okay. So, okay. So, how do you do your estimations? I mean, normally before project starts, if you are using, I mean, you can use waterfall or agile, whatever methodology. But how do you uh, create estimates or estimates your tasks, or how do you do that?
Okay. So coming to the estimations, like we have to plan what is the project budget, and then how will we what are the schedule managed plan, what is the environmental factors, what is the culture, if there is any
Why
currency
do you
risk.
need project budget, by the way?
Project budget we have to consider to allocate the
When
staff
when
cost.
when will you uh, do the budgeting, first of all?
Once we get the project information and then we decide on the resources, then we'll do your cost estimations based on the project magnitude and
After getting resources? After getting
no, after
resources
not
first?
getting resources, like, we will decide like what is the scope of the project, what is the duration of the project. Based on that, we'll do the cost estimations, resource availability, time of procurement of resources.
So at what point of time you will do that? I mean, can you explain the, right from project initiation to the end? What are the stages and when you will do what activity?
Okay. The project initiation is happening in the first of all, once we develop the project charter, define the project plan, then we will start
So who is
the
supposed to develop that project charter?
project charter is developed by the project leader program.
Project leader
No,
from customer or from vendor, or who is supposed to?
like it is a product owner and the project manager's role actually, collaborative.
Okay, and what are the inputs for that?
The inputs is like business case, what is the environmental factors, what is the uh, organization process, and what is the means if you have any lesson learned register or project milestones, the traceability matrix, those things we can take it up.
Okay. Okay. So you are saying project charter is the first step to start the project,
Yes, correct.
right? Okay. What next?
Okay. Once I get that project charter, then I will define the scope management, planning the scope, collecting the requirements, defining the WBS
Okay.
for background structure. Okay, then I will plan and schedule the project. Okay, define the activities and the sequence of the activities and what are the duration sequence and duration and then the delivery schedule. That is the schedule management. Then comes the project costing, planning the costing, estimations, determining the budgets. After that, planning the quality, uh, then resource planning.
No, but how will you do it before, so, okay, fine. Go ahead, explain your process first. Then I will
Yeah,
ask questions.
yeah, sure, yeah. Project costing management, project quality management is there, resource management is there, and then we have to like plan the risk if there is any risk or any qualitative, quantitative risk analysis we have to do. After from if there is any procurement or like any other systems which we can plan some procurement if we want to do, like for example any other source systems which is having some dependencies which is out of the scope, those type of things. And also we have to plan the stakeholder management. So this is the complete project plan we can do.
Okay. So how do you do stakeholder management?
Yeah, stakeholder management means like we have to see like we first of all we have to identify who are the stakeholders, what are all the business cases, what is the data activities, who is the data analyst, who is the representative, who is the mapping representative, who are the managers. First of all, identify stakeholders. Once I identify stakeholder, then I will make the engagements, plan for these engagements like resource management plan, like project documentations, data gathering, benchmarking, and get each and every people, right, like who model has to be working, right, like I will be doing the planning, and then I will do the like who is having low power, low interest, least important on each and every activity, who is having high power, high interest, and who is the key player, and whom has to be keeping engaged. Or like the other ways, like if he is having high power but he is not having low interest, so those type of metrics I'll be having the power interest grid. I'll create that grid, and apart from that I will create the stakeholders engagement matrix, like whenever I can. And I also handle the schedule the sessions whenever I want to discuss with them, what is the recurrence meeting which I have to discuss. So these type of things I'll be handling with them, and I also will get a sign off from them once the project is completed, because they are the sign off people, authorized sign off people, so that like we can take it up to the next building part, or whichever is as per the requirement. And these documents involved is the high level design document, low level design documents, and we also have this risk register. No, not the risk issue logs. We have to capture the issue log with them and then go and inform them. So this is the flow.
Okay. So I asked previously also, how do you estimate, what is the methodology you use for your estimations?
Estimations means like whatever I can say is means cost plan, cost management. Once I get the estimations, we have this end value, planned value, and then the actual cost. So based on this formula, I will be using like actual cost versus budgeted cost, performance cost, cost variance. So these are the end values. These are the metrics which I do in the cost management for estimations. We do the based on the project schedule, based on the low level requirement document, we define the we define the activity and then do the cost estimations. For example, in my project, uh, we have a Power BI report development. So for 2 months of employee, we charge 25 lakhs. So that is the for a report for a medium
So
complex.
how do you come to know like that? I mean, you need two Power BI developers.
Correct.
Is based on cost or what?
That is based on the like duration, like each and every report, what is the duration, what is the means, whether it's a high complex report or like a medium report or it's a low basic kind of report. So based on that, the cost of the report is designed. And FTE cost is if it is we define two locations. So for a location, uh, tier 2 city it is 6 lakhs, tier 1 city it is 10 lakhs. So two FTEs, and then we put the margin of our organization, and based on that we have this Excel sheet. Then we have this formula, like whatever I said, like the actual divided by, means actual cost, earned value, and then the planned cost. So those formulas are there. So based on that, I will be able to do that.
So when this process happens, this overall estimation.
Estimation before the development. Before the development, we will do that, and then we will track it up on a weekly basis.
And before development means what?
Once the scope is defined and once the project is scheduled, we have to start the schedule. Before that, we have to give the plan cost of the project, and then in that we have to estimate the cost for each and every report level, and also the resources level. So this is the bottom up approach.
So you are giving this cost to whom?
Costing means I'm not the program kind of owner or things like that. So I give it to my program owner, and from him he will give it to the client. My role
so
is
you
like
are
kind of
not-
controlling the cost, like making sure the project plan is happening correctly.
You are working as a project manager for that particular project.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Different projects work in different technologies, so that's so it. Little bit of here and there.
Okay. No problem. I just wanted to understand. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So how you said you are doing people management also. So how do you manage conflicts? Because normally in a team or whenever you are managing people, there's always conflict, or there are high performing people who has different kind of opinion about the other team members or whatever. I mean, there are different kind of issues normally we face when we are handling large teams, or even smaller teams also has some different kind of people issues. So how do you manage them?
Yeah, so majorly the communication gap, or like a lack of project vision, and then not understanding the exact activity, because everybody is having their own technical level skills, and then we can't compare each and everybody in the peer group, and there might be some chit chats going inside. So we have to understand there is no conflicts, there is no gossip. So these are all various types of conflicts management activity which might happen. So coming to the conflict management, like I talk to the both the people individually and understand both of their standpoint, and try to come up with a common discussion topics, and then bring them both to the table and try to convince. So if there are some places where I have to also kind of let it go conflicts. Say for example, somebody saying this person is today working from home, but he did not log in. So those type of things once a while happens, and I let it go, and then make sure that the deliverables are not affected. So these type of things I am handling in the project side currently. And the kind of vacation planning, leave plans, planned leave versus unplanned leave, and then if there is any activity which has to be done in the early morning, monitoring kind of things. Those type of times also there are somebody's doing some like unethical, but still they are sharing his password to the other to do the monitoring. So these type of things which is under the scope, but it is not client affected activities. So those things are like let it go. The major conflicts, like for example lack of technical skills.
So sorry, what you will let it go? Sorry, what did you say?
Like for example, yeah. So for example, like I want to monitor a pipeline. Okay, so I'm assigned to monitor the pipeline, but my team member logs in the other laptop, which is not as per the client policy, but the client team member logs in with my ID, say for example. Still, because we are not supposed to share the password, so sometimes it happens between the juniors, right? Like, so we look into it, and then we don't escalate.
You think this is ethical?
It's not ethical. Like,
practice?
it's not a good practice. I'll take a note on it.
Why you will let it go? I mean, Why do you want to compromise with that?
Mm, say for example, like the reason is like it is not ethical, but it is internally once a while it happened, and then
If
I
somebody is not having access, I mean,
monitoring. It's not a
doing
kind
this.
of monitoring the not the access.
Mhm.
Like for example, a person is monitored
No,
to
no,
be
sharing the password. Sharing the password is ethical, you're saying.
no, no, it's not ethical.
Then how will you let? I mean, just wanted to understand. It's not that I want
Yeah,
to,
yeah, yeah. In the interview
but
context, I understood.
just wanted to understand
Yeah, in the interview context,
how
like
you want to manage it. That's all. Nothing,
yeah,
nothing
yeah. No, in the interview context, what I can say
specific
is
about
like,
it.
for example, like it is not ethical. I agree. So whatever I said is a wrong example. So means I should have told like it was kind of a monitoring in different timelines in the same team. So the other team members joined in the other timelines. So that should be the valid answer. Sorry for that.
Okay. Okay. No, no, no problem. I'm
No,
just
no. I
trying to
see.
understand
I
that.
also understand as a panel, like it makes a difference. Hope it does not
So,
make any.
what do you know
Yeah, it's
about
a.
Scrum? Can you explain Scrum?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Scrum.
Yeah,
So
please.
Scrum, okay, Scrum is like kind of the thing. We have a product backlogs, and then the product owner, the major players are product owner, Scrum master, and team member is the Scrum. Okay, so product backlogs comes, planning happens. It's a 2 week sprints or a 3 week sprints. Majorly, it's a 2 week sprints, and then we have a sprint backlog. The daily Scrum happens in the sprints, and then we have a sprint review and retro effect on every sprint ending, and then we make sure that the project is delivered. We track it through the burn down chart, wherein we have the task boards to do in progress and then like whatever is there in the Scrum. So those type of things which is happening. I have worked on Azure DevOps Scrum, I have worked on Jira Scrum, and I'm comfortable in Scrum handling Scrum projects. We have the
Okay.
product workflow, user workflow, task workflow. In case of product backlog workflow, what happens is like we
So,
have
what are the
a
challenges you have faced in executing the project in Scrum or Agile?
okay, yeah, yeah, sure. So we have this forecast and time tracking report. So based on that, what happens is like we have a basically a backlog, and then we have some unplanned work. We have some work to be moved and I have to go back to the product owner and then say that like I want to deprioritize some of the Scrum tasks, and then that is where the uh, backlog piles up, and then we need to have an interim Scrum to only clear up the backlogs. So these type of challenges are the basically Scrum activity based challenges, and then based on this velocity, like what is the plan completed, what is incompleted, what are completed late, completed but completed late. So those type of things and all we have to capture. This is the kind of
So, do you
activity.
think is there anything something completed late or something? I mean, what, either it is completed or not completed, right? It's
We
just
have we also have completed, but it is there is one more act means which I am handling in my side. So it is completed is the high level, but
what is the definition of done then?
definition of done is it is no need to be reviewed. That is kind of done and dusted. So that is where it is completed. It is completed and done.
What do you mean by definition of done? Do you know this term used in
Terminology I have here is
Scrum?
definition of done. Yeah.
So, what is done?
Means definition of done is like that that issue cannot be is not taken again. That is what like means um, what I can say. It is
I mean,
kind.
this is acronym or standard term, right? Used
Yes,
in
yes, correct.
Scrum.
Yeah.
So, from that
That is
perspective, I'm asking
yeah.
you.
That is the
Yeah.
list. Means in this product, what are the backlog is that if it is kind of considered which are considered in the backlog items which are done. That is called as definition of done. Done like
Okay. Okay.
that is
I
what.
think you are working in Azure, right? So,
Yes, yes, Azure.
which
Yeah.
services you are using, or do you know from
Yeah, I
Azure?
worked on Azure Data Factory, Data Bricks. I have worked on also Data Mesh. I work on mostly into the. I worked on SSIS, SQL Server Integration Services, SQL Server, and Data Factory also. I worked running SSIS packages, Azure Data Factory, Data Bricks. So these are all my core areas.
Okay. So can you explain like what is data factory?
Data factory is kind of it's a wherein the data is moving from one source to destination. So the process of migration from the one location to another location. That is the data factory.
Okay.
The pipelines are there. The pipelines
What is
the
the
data. Yeah.
what is the major activities used in data factory?
Data factory data means data compression is happening. We are having some data preview and data
So
validation.
you create a data pipeline, right?
Yeah.
So what are the different activities used in data pipeline?
Yeah, in the data pipeline, we are having the means two sources or multiple sources will be there. We will do the mapping and then we will be moving it to the destination. So that is
Yeah,
the
but what are the activities?
activities. Means activities
So
means
while
like
creating a
copy data.
pipeline,
Copy data
you
is there.
need sorry,
Copy data.
copy data, yes.
Yeah. Copy
Any
data
other
is
activity?
yeah. Change data capture is there,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have this merging. Merging is there.
What do you mean by merging?
Merging two data sources means merging two like two sources
So
and then
if you want to join two sources, what you will do? You want to join
correct, yeah.
what
I'll
what
do the
what
merging, yeah. I'll do the
sorry?
integration. I'll do the integrations.
What do you mean by integration?
Like merging like two sources from two different sources. I'll copy
No, no,
those
which activity you will use?
for merging, right?
Yeah, there are two data sets are there.
Okay.
Okay, one is department, one is employee.
Okay.
You want to add the department name and create a output like employee ID, department name. So
Okay.
you have to merge or join two sets, right? Data sets.
Okay.
So which activity you will use?
We have this merge options, merging the data sets. That is where one option is there. Copy and merge. We can copy that informations, the base to those two files.
No,
I'll
merge.
copy.
There is no merge activity, right? I mean, there is no merge in data pipeline. Have you really used it? I mean, just wanted to confirm.
Means yeah, I have done it, but like kind of now I'm doing into the data modeling and
That's
things.
fine. I mean,
No.
that is not the requirement. I'm honest about it. I'm just trying to understand whether you have really
Yeah,
used
yeah,
it
I
or
have done
not.
it, but I forgot
Okay.
it. Sorry, it's because I started
That's
from
fine. That's
exercise.
fine.
I started
That's
from
what I was
exercise. That is my
expecting.
case.
Okay. No
Totally
problem. No problem.
helpless.
I think we are running out of time. Honestly speaking, Chan.
Yes.
We are already 5 minutes over. I have to join another call. But do you have any questions for me while we are wrapping up this discussion?
Okay, so yeah, just a short question, like kind of what are all the activities which you might be expecting me if I'm able to join?
So
Like what is the
it's a
role?
project management kind of a role, project management, with some technical understanding at high level. It's not
Yeah.
that since it's a data project management kind of a role.
Yes.
So we are expecting managerial plus some technical data related understanding at high level. That's the
Yeah,
requirement.
I am a pure data guy. I'm doing this whatever you are asked for, but might be if I miss something, I will be able to maybe.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's a part of discussion. Don't take it personally. Okay.
Thank you, thank you,
It's
thanks, thanks,
just a matter of having a discussion.
thanks
All
for
right,
the
Shan.
suggestion.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye. I will share my feedback to my chat team.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.
Thank you. Bye.